Hi, everybody. Welcome to the G. Louise Book Series channel. I'm Christina, Kristina. And before we get started, please like and subscribe my channel so I know I'm doing a good job. It's just me talking about a show. I have no special effects. I have no special stuff dropping in. I can't do all those special things that all the other channels do. So please, 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 please like my channel. And before we get started, real quick, my profile here is on the floor. Just in case you were wondering, she stands on the floor. So today we are talking about Loud as a Whisper. And uh, there's an opening, there's a voiceover. And then when Picard gives the bridge to Stata, someone takes a seat. Would you not like to have that position? To be that extra for the day, to be able to have a walk-on role, just to be able to walk on and sit down, no lines, no stress about learning lines, just have to walk into the room and sit down. Wouldn't that be excellent? Because you're going to get paid for it. And you can tell people, hey, I was on Star Trek Next Generation. I did a walk-on. So they beam down to solve two races are having a dispute on this planet, and Picard calls Riker a mother hen, and it was so cute because he was going down because he was beaming down to the planet, and yay, we see Conan O'Brien, calling meaney, Chief O'Brien. He makes an appearance. He still has no name. He's listed in the after credits. And why is Diane Mulder continually listed as a special appearance? Is she someone special? Is she not want to be part of the cast? Huh? What's up with that? So Harry Seago is a real deaf guy, and he has a chorus of interpreters: a scholar, someone in passion, someone harmony and wisdom. And they approach this. They haven't come back to it yet, so they're probably setting it up for future episodes. But I always thought that Geordie's visor was like a pair of sunglasses, just something fancy they made up. But according to LeVar Burton, in recent interviews, he couldn't see through that visor. So I don't know why they just didn't make it like a fancy pair of glasses where, when he took it off, you could see that it was solid, but when he put it back on, they could use special effects to make it a glass thing. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then Pulaski offers to regenerate his eyes so he could see again, which again I think is for a future episode, and that is laying the groundwork for a future episode. So anyways, so then Deanna has a private moment with Riva, and is it weird to have a private moment with another person and to have a third person in the room watching and saying romantic? It just doesn't work. It just does not work. Okay, and he starts out so confident that he can do this. Riva, he's like full of himself to start with. He's so confident that he can do this. But then when his chorus dies, he loses his whole self-esteem. He becomes despaired. He comes to defeat. It's like the first time in his life he's ever failed at something. And someone says, you have to fail to learn. I hate failing. I don't want to fail. Oh, I should have said, we're doing Loud as a Whisper, Discussionoid Man, The Unnatural Selection, and A Matter of Honor. And my numbers are out of order. But I heard future ways they fix it. I don't know. But anyway, what I don't understand is when a person is signing, when they're talking to you and you're trying to learn stuff from them and you're having a conversation in sign language, you have to look at the person. You have to look at the person. You have to support them by looking at them so you can see or hear them what they're signing, right? And when Troi goes to have that conversation with Riva, and Data has learned all the sign language, the camera is on Data. Why is the camera on Data? If you're a deaf person, if you're deaf, then you need to see Riva talking or signing, should I say. And the hearing people will be able to hear Data say what he was saying. Instead, they have the camera on Data while Riva is signing. What is up with that? The guy is signing, he is speaking, and you need to look at the person who is speaking, not Data. So why are we looking at Data and not Riva? Because the Riva's the one that's talking. He's doing all the talking. We need to be looking at him, not Data. Because the hearing people that are watching the episode can hear Data talking. But the deaf people cannot see Riva signing. Right? And then at the end of the episode, he gets his confidence back a little bit. They beam him back to the planet, and they put the table and the two torches, and they leave. Excuse me, where is his food? Where is his water? Where is his lodgings? Where is his restroom? And hey, excuse me, but I think they should have left another person down there. There has to be someone. If you speak a different language, you have to be able to make yourself understood. And without a book, maybe, hey, look, this is an apple, or hey, look, this is red, and this is the sign for red, right? You know, you can start with the my name is, that kind of thing, that'll work, or this is my hair, or whatever. But you need a foundation, you need something for them to work off, because he was trying to force a peace by forcing them to learn sign language. But I still think there should have been a little bit more ways to communicate. And I still want to know where he's going to live. How is he has no way of getting off the planet either. He's just stuck there. He's just stuck there on the planet. They kill his people. What's up? Right? So that was my big pet peeve with that. I mean, it just felt awkward. You can't have a romantic moment when there's a third party in the room. And he's like, when we get more comfortable with each other, he'll leave. And then, of course, on the planet, they just left him there. And again, if a deaf person is talking, you have to see the person talking. You can't look at Data. I mean, you know. All right. The schizoid one. Pulaski does the introduction, and Troi and Geordi think that Data might be becoming more human. And Data has put on a beard. Again, Diana Mulder is listed as a special appearance. I wonder how a brand new character to an existing show gets special treatment like that. Did she not want to be part of the cast? And she doesn't like the transporter either. So anyways, Karana Braves has contacted Starfleet without Dr. Graves' notice to call for help. And then they go down with a Vulcan doctor. This is the first time we've seen a Vulcan on the Enterprise. And I'm wondering, why did not, I mean, all right, we started with this bridge crew. And we had Data, so he was the unusual, the solid one. But when we had a Klingon, which was different too, but we still needed an engineer chief, and I don't know why it took them so long to promote Geordi and then get Colin and Brian's character in line too. I don't know what was up that took them so long. But so and when they beam down, Dr. Graves tells Data that he taught Dr. Sung everything he knew, and that Data should call him grandfather. And then Dr. Sung sings that Tin song, I Wish I Had a Heart, and he tells Data that only stories have happy endings. Real life doesn't have happy endings. Well, that's just a bummer. What's up with that? Everybody wants happy endings. Nobody wants a sad ending. And then he says, and I don't like what he's saying, but he said that I'm so close to human and not knowing that Data's life must be like purgatory, to never feel anything, to just exist. And I think that was cruel. I think that was very cruel of Dr. Sung to say that to Data, that he was just existing. And Data tells, and this is where you see it. This is where you see, you see where this episode is going. You see it now. When Data tells Sung he has an off switch. You idiot. But again, it's a plot line. It furthers the story. So we gotta go with it. So now I'm saying this is true for all. But it was so true for the Big Bang Theory that Sheldon and a few others that I know, you ever notice that really, 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 really smart people are very awkward in social situations? And that's just Data. I mean, they're so smart and they spend so much time with books that they've never learned socially. And all right, the rest of us are dumb. All right, I'll let it go there. We are all dumb and we all say stupid things sometimes. But I've noticed that the smarter the person is, the less time they spend socially, and then they don't understand. Which in the Big Bang Theory, it was a running joke, and it went on the whole 12 seasons. With them trying to learn sarcasm, but I think Data gives it away a little bit, or starts to give it away, when he gives Dr. Graves eulogy, and he just goes off, and it's not a normal Data go off, So it's just weird, and the captain starts to suspect something. And then he has a talk with Data, and then they begin to wonder why, although I guess it's human nature to lie to save one's feelings. When Data asks, I'm skipping. I missed a page. I lost a page. Sorry. It takes them so long to figure it out, and then they figure it out, and he hurts Picard, and he hurts Geordi, and he hurts people physically. And then when he comes to realization what's going on, Dr. Sig leaves him and goes into the computer and lives, and Data becomes Data again. And when they're back on the bridge again, Data says, "What did I miss? Did I do anything?" And I guess it's just human nature that they just lie to him and go, "Oh, no, you didn't miss a thing except you attacked this Klingon animal." And Data's like, "Well, did I win?" He's so innocent. Data is portrayed as so innocent. I mean, he's the most intelligent one on the ship, but he's innocent. He's of Sheldon. He's innocent. He's not been faced with all this stuff before. Okay, so we have the unnatural selection. And in the beginning, and we never see that evolution of this. They do this so many times on the Enterprise, or the show, where they start something. There was one a couple of episodes ago where Picard was frantically trying to learn this greeting. And the whole beginning of the show is trying to learn this greeting, and he's nervous about this greeting. And then this whole other thing with the holodeck takes place, right? And then at the end, they get to planet, they say the greeting, and like, oh, it's good. And that was it. You never get to see there's so many times they start something and they never finish it. Okay, so Picard is evaluating Dr. Pulaski, and then they discover that the USS Lantry crew has died of old age in a few days. And Colin Meaney is listed as the guest star in the beginning opening credits. Woohoo! He went from final credits listed as a guest appearance or an extra or whatever to now he's in the opening credits. Woohoo! So then they get to the Darwin Genetic Research Station, and they've been messing around with genes. And I want to know how that when they beam the kid up against all thing, I want to know how that kid's breathing on all that plastic. Is it a mannequin? Is it the kid? Is it a whatever? Because when he goes onto the shuttlecraft, he's a real kid. And I don't like Pulaski. She totally believes she's right. But why is it that more friendly people believe they are right? It always turns out they are not, especially in TV shows and movies. Have you ever noticed when someone is totally, absolutely convinced they are right? And it's always in a horror movie or in a movie, they find out, oops, I was wrong, and it's Jurassic Park all over again, right? Are you there? Are you with me? And I don't like the Pulaski fighting with the captain. Troi, Dr. Pulaski asks Troi for advice on working with the captain. And it makes Pulaski a little bit more human with that. And I'm glad that Geordi was able to come up with the idea with the shuttlecraft. And Dr. Pulaski tells Dr. Picard to stop quoting the rule book. And then Dr. Pulaski has a conversation with Data. And again, it doesn't come across the way the writers meant it. And I don't like that the writers did this. She says it's the only way to prove they are harmless, and Data says, what if it's not? And she automatically takes offense and says, I hate to keep reminding you, but you are only a machine. You are perfectly safe. And Data's like, no, I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about you. And the writers just didn't write this right. And if you wanted the fans to like this lady, you should have wrote her better. Because I know the fans were not liking this lady at all. And every time she says something like this, you just cringe. You just absolutely cringe. So then they take the boy out of the stasis, whatever, and he's telepathic, and she immediately comes down with the disease. I'm wrong. Go figure. You were wrong. And Data asks her condition, and again she insults Data with her not being up to factory specs. Come on, stop this. Data is too innocent. All these remarks come off as very cruel. And for the very, very first time, Steve Obrien is included in the briefing. Woohoo! He's in the briefing room. Woohoo! He's becoming more and more part of the crew microscopically. Inches by inches, he's becoming part of the crew. And then when they get to the planet, the doctor tells them the children were designed to resist the disease. The children have been genetically engineered with highly aggressive immune systems that fight pathogens by genetically altering them, not just the children's bodies, but also their environment, and that's how they infect other people. And the children are the cause, and they have to remain in quarantine forever. And I want to know why Data doesn't take the shuttlecraft back to the ship. He's going to leave the shuttlecraft on the planet. I know, we have 1 million shuttlecrafts. There are a dime a dozen. One gets destroyed in this episode. We have 10 more. That happened on Voyager too. And amazing how they solved or saved the Doctor with one strip of hair. One little piece of hair. And they saved her. And every time they were talking about Lantry, I'm sorry, I'm a Stargate fan, and I was thinking of General Lantry on Star Trek, Next Generation, look who woke up. I know. We didn't like any of these episodes. Well, except the first one. And we had a lot of complaints with it. Because if a deaf person is talking, you need to look at the deaf person to see what they're saying. You can't hear signing behind you. Right? Right. Alright. Oh god, I'm running out of time here. A matter of honor. I was wondering when Crusher goes with Riker to the transporter, and then I see all the other young adults, and then Wesley has one of the oldest conversations with Mendon from Murdoch from the beginning of the episode where Wesley tried out for the academy. And then I'm thinking, oh, good grief, really? Did we really have to go there? And Colin Meaney is again listed as a guest star. Again, he's listed as a guest star. And then we have some time on the holodeck, and I think Picard is trying to approach the subject with Riker, trying to talk him into it on the holodeck. They're playing around, like let him win type of thing. And Riker decides to do it because no one else has done it before. And I want to know, is the animus cotton picking kind? These are aliens. All right. Now, I could go on a Vulcan ship. The logic stuff would drive me crazy. But I could probably do it. I would have issues. I could do it with the Asgard, too. Hey, SG-1, the Asgards. And maybe if they were a little more like B'Elanna from Voyager, but the Klingons and the Ferengi. Ferengi just, ugh, with his big ears. And they just have strange customs. And then Riker goes to Worf for advice, and then he does the food thing with the worms and the stuff. They like to eat words. It just, yeah. And then Mendon notices the life form on the ship, but says nothing. Duh! You need to say something. And then I'm with Obrien. I would be afraid. Mendon tries to talk to Picard, and Picard tells him that he needs to follow the chain of command and talk to Worf. Oh, God, good grief. You know, it's like someone's trying to tell you something, and they're a minor person. Again, how many times did Wesley come to the rescue at the end? He's like, I'm trying to say something. They're like, Wesley, one moment. And I'm trying to say, Wesley, one moment. And he's like, look. And he saves the day. So, Klingon has never seen a human before. And a good grief, are we going there again? We pulled the race card so many times in this episode. I was rolling my eyes so far back in my head that they got stuck there. So Riker goes to the bridge of the Klingon and wants to know where the Klingon captain wants to know where Riker's loyalty is. And Lieutenant Clank, one of the Klingons, challenges Riker. He's been on the bench for 5 seconds, and they challenge him. And I'm like, good grief, again? I mean, I can't tell you how many times they pulled the race or racial profiling in this episode. It drove me up here. And the Klingon captain loves that Riker took out his first officer. And then Worf finds they find the alien on their ship, the bacteria thingy. And Mendon says, well, I saw it first. Well, why didn't you say something? Again. Picard tells him if he saw something, he should have reported it. And Worf talks to him about enterprise etiquette. Enterprise etiquette? What's up with that? And again, with the food. And then I feel like we are back in the elementary school cafeteria. Good grief, why do we need the bullying in the cafeteria? Really? Do we need to go there? Jesus F. This was, well, the 90s, but still, come on. Aren't we adults? Do we need to go there? Hey, Mom, they bullied on the Enterprise, so I can go bully in school. Two rights don't make a wrong here. Oh, good grief. And then, of course, well, I look like my parents. Well, of course you look like your parents. Unless you were adopted. Or you could look like your grandparents. But yeah, of course you're gonna look like your parents. I'm like, oh. And then they talk about the guy with the dad who was captured and was kept alive and returned. And that's supposed to be the most horrible thing to a Klingon, to return alive. To return to Klingon alive is the worst thing ever. And it's like a disgrace to the family. Like, what? Really? Come on. I know, it's the Klingon way. And the Klingons finally find the organism, and they blame the Enterprise for it, and they blame Riker. And then the Klingon captain intends to destroy the Enterprise. And Wesley Crusher has a heart-to-heart with Mendon, who feels sorry for himself that he's not learned the Enterprise ways. And Wesley plays philosopher and cheers him up. And then the Klingon officer tries to talk some sense into his captain, saying Riker or the Enterprise would not have sent Riker to their ship if they had planned on killing the Klingons. And he may be a spy, but he's not a coward. And then the captain and Riker have words, and the captain tests him. He wants him to tell the secrets of the Enterprise, and then they go back and forth, and he's like, so he approves of Riker not telling the secrets. And then Mendon figures out how to solve the alien problem, but the Klingons don't believe when the Enterprise wants to help, and the captain thinks that he's wrong, and then he hits the panic button, and the captain, they see it, and they transport the captain over to the Enterprise, and they defuse the whole system. And when Riker comes back to the Enterprise, Riker tells Worf that he comes from a very unique, very brave, very unique people with a lot of traditions that are, why do you have to die for honor? You should not have to die for honor, but that's just the way the Klingons are. And why do they eat all that icky food anyways? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed our little talk here with Loud as a Whisper. Again, if a deaf person is talking, you have to look at the deaf person to hear them. You have to look at a deaf person to hear them talking. You can't see talking if you're not looking, okay? And this gets in my man, the unnatural selection, and a matter of honor. Please, please, please like and subscribe my video. Let me know I'm doing okay. It's just me talking these shows. And these were hard, except for the first one. The others were, I couldn't. Mr. Graves was just, oh. I just was rolling. My eyes were so far stuck in the back of my head. Oh, look. Come here. She wants to say goodbye. Come here. Come here. Bye. Please like and subscribe my mommy's channel for me. Oh, please. Thank you.